Welcome back to The Curious Yapper. I'm Madison, your host and favorite yapper, and I'll give you a rundown of this week. In general, it seems that we're doing better than 2 weeks ago, so that is positive. We like that. Work is still stressful, just finding opportunities to try to find a groove, and new things are always challenging. This entire series of Curious Yapper is taking on the adventure of going through challenging portions of life and doing things scared when you don't really know what you're doing. So this week was no different. Probably be a shorter episode. So on Monday, Evan and I got to go to the lake and paddle after work, so that was really lovely. I always enjoy going to spend time on the water. There's something about being on the water that's just really settling and relaxing for me. So enjoyed doing that with him. I could spend hours on the lake. The reason I don't, it's honestly the sun. I am a fair-skinned person and I don't want the sun to damage me. If I didn't have that worry, I'd be there for hours. Anyways, so Monday was fun, got to paddle and still had access to a digital book. So I got to paddle around and read some book, and that was really delightful. So then the next day, Tuesday, I got to see a friend that I hadn't seen for over a month. We went on a walk together, got to catch up, fill each other in on how life's going, and we got to really share some real things about life, and I really appreciated that, the vulnerability to share stuff and to create that openness. And I'm someone who doesn't really enjoy the shallow conversations, and when you're new to a place, that's mostly what you have. Oh, are you originally from here? What are you doing this weekend? That kind of stuff. It has its perks. It's just a conversation starter, but it was really fun to actually have the deeper connection and conversation with the friend. So got to do that, got to see her. And then the next day, didn't have that I'm recalling any plans after work, but I came home and started reading again. I finished a book. It was called The Silent Patient. It was a thriller book that I was recommended by another friend, and I didn't predict the ending, and I thought I was onto them. I thought I knew it. So that was fun to have a book that had a plot twist that I was not expecting. And then let's see, I finished that book that day. Then Thursday was really fun because I got to play games with the lady that I had met at the library. It's turned into, she included me in her game group. And so now it feels like they're my group, and it's just so fun to have that consistency of community and playing games. And I just love to play games. And it's been beautiful weather, so when I arrived to her house, I was the first one there. I'm noticing that I'm the most prompt on time person. Fine. And I arrived and we just sat on the patio a little bit. She has flowers everywhere and I just love it so much. And I think we also are similar people, and her posts that she has, and when she goes on walks and hikes, she's just enamored with the flowers. Same girl, same. So that is fun, and we got to talk about her flowers, talk about life, and it just feels good to finally have the beginning portions of community where people know who I am. When I go to a group, I'm not having to be like, oh, I'm Madison. Anyways, that's really cool. And then again, had some real conversations about real life in that group before everyone was there, and it just finally feels like I'm making progress and making some strides in that area. Still more to come, of course, and I know I will find more people. It just takes my initiation and effort, and I'll find more people on Meetup too. There's other events and stuff that I'm interested in. So anyways, that is huge progress that I have made strides in that area. So that was Thursday. Then Friday, yay, the weekend. We love the weekend. I got to call one of my friends after work. We chatted for almost an hour, and it was just fun to catch up. I guess this week was just mostly friendship based, which is good. And so chatted, and then Evan and I went to dinner. We found a good spot when my colleagues were here 2 weeks ago. They recommended it to me. that they had found, and now Evan and I can't get enough. We love it. They've got sandwiches, they've got salads, the cookies are good. Surprise, surprise. So we got dinner there, and we got a snickerdoodle cookie, and it was actually good. I'm very picky. I'm a snob when it comes to baked goods, actually, in general. So it was good, and it was fun to find that and share it with Evan. And then we were just kind of doing random stuff. We decided to run to Home Depot to get some soil because the plants are not thriving, you guys. The plants are not thriving. The one that I showed you a couple weeks ago, she like gone. And then the snake plant that my Kylie girl had gotten me before we left, and then we dropped it on the road trip, and then she was reviving and coming back. Apparently it had root rot, so I don't know if that one's gonna make it, and Evan took it out. Anyways, we got some soil to hopefully help the snake plant come back to life. And after that, we also went to Fred Meyer. It is the Pacific Northwest version of Kroger, so it's the same company, but up here it's called Fred Meyer. People up here also call it Freddy's. You guys, it's so wild, all that they encompass in that. It's kind of like an H-E-B meets a Kohl's. So H-E-B has like some of the home stuff and the groceries, of course, but then there is legit clothes, like a men's section, a women's section, a kids section, so that's like Kohl's. And then they also had a jeweler inside, a Fred Meyer jeweler, so that's like Kohl's. Just so wild. So Evan and I had some fun walking through the flowers, walking through all the home items. I also got to stumble through some of the books, and I just really enjoy reading and stories. And every time I go through aisles of books, I'm like, ooh, I want to read those. Give me more, give me more. And I wish that I could read faster so that I could get through more books, and it's a whole cycle. But that was a really fun random adventure. We went to Freddy's, as they call it. And then Saturday, slept in until 6 a.m., which is actually sleeping in for me, which is crazy. And I was actually awake at the time. For the past couple weeks, I've been able to like roll over and not want to get up. So is that positive for the mental health? Maybe it is positive. So woke up at 6, started reading on the patio, then saw a text from my sister, and she's like, hey, do you want to FaceTime? I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's FaceTime. So call her, we're having internet connection issues, but then I got to see her and got to catch up. And random tidbit from this week and kind of emotion was my mom put her house on the market, which I knew was coming logically. Still doesn't like necessarily prepare you emotionally, because it's also interesting from a distance. I knew it was coming. I knew she was planning to move. I've been encouraging her for a while, like, yeah, do it. My sister too. My sister's been really involved. And then I got the text that had the listing, and I was like, whoa, that's real. And so just an interesting little spurt of emotions, I guess, when I wasn't expecting the listing. Then I got it in a text, and then you just kind of think of, oh yeah, I had already told myself I wouldn't see that house again in person, because probably the next time I'm in town, she's already gone from it. It's just interesting because my entire childhood was there, and that'll be weird to go back to Texas and not going back to that house that I was born and raised in. So I don't know if any of you have experienced that, but it's interesting and super excited, logically, of course, for her to go on her new adventure and chase her dream. Just still interesting to notice and observe for myself that I still had feelings, even though I thought I was done with them. Because I had already had some of these feelings before we moved to Washington. So just interesting. So anyways, got to chat with my sister, catch up with her, and that was fun. And her daughter, they listened to the podcast, and so Mackenzie told me that she wanted to call me because they were listening to my podcast, and my niece said bye-bye after I was done talking. So that was really funny. So hey, Aunt Maddie, this podcast, thanks for listening. They're #1 yappers. Anyways, so that was Saturday morning. And then after that, I've just been reading, you guys. I finished that Silent Patient thriller book. And then I had been in and out of this book since May. because I was trying to do digital stuff. Anyways, this is a physical book, super cute, love it. And I got to finish that book, so that was awesome. And then I started another book yesterday and finished that one today, so that's pretty funny. And it's just been fun to read again. We'll see. I got a new book on Libby, so I should be reading that pretty soon. Something about murder cheesecake. Don't remember the title, but I'll look it up. Anyways, then today slept in again till like 7, so that was nice. Just lounged around, read. Evan got us breakfast, and then I finished that book. And that's all I really got. Just doing whatever I want. Wanted to show you my water bottle too. I got my Owala, and the purpose of getting this water bottle is so that I have one that fits into the cup holder of your car, because I don't know about you guys, but water bottles, mine that I take to work, does not fit in my car cup holder. So this is exciting. This will be my like weekend and hiking water bottle. My other work one, my big lantern, big jug, that'll still stay with me. So anyways, that was my week. Not a really big one, but that's okay. I need some more chill ones. I think I have some more adventures this coming week, but who knows? So Yappers, thanks for the Yap Sesh. I hope you have a wonderful week and do things outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it'll pay off. Bye.